Maximilian and the Mystery of the Guardian Angel, Chapter 16, The Protege. "So you like this brown-eyed girl named Cecilia?" the vampire Velasquez asks. He's sitting on top of Lalo's back while Lalo is doing push-ups. "Have you told her your feelings?" 11, 12, grunts Lalo as he lifts himself and vampire Velasquez up with each push of his arms. "No, he hasn't," says nosy Rita. "He thinks he's so great. But he doesn't have the guts to talk to her, let alone ask her to be his girlfriend. Rita is right, though I wish she wasn't. I don't have the guts to speak to Cecilia. Still, Rita didn't have to tell Vampire Velasquez. How will you ever know how she feels about you if you don't tell her?" 13, 14. "Just listen to you, Velasquez, the lady expert," says Tio Rodolfo, laughing. "Don't listen to your Tio," says Vampire Velasquez. "He is a brute, and knows nothing about how to charm the ladies. That's why he never married. Me, on the other hand, I've been married 9 times. 15, 16. "You've been divorced 9 times, too," says Tio Rodolfo. 8, actually. One of my wives died, remember? Poor Panchita. God rest her soul," he adds. "Besides, I said I know how to charm the ladies. I never said I was a particularly good husband." 17, 18. "If you love this girl, you should tell her," continues Vampire Velasquez. "It's better to have loved and lost, as they say, than never to have loved at all." "I'm going to be sick," declares Tio Rodolfo. "Ignore him," says the vampire. "He's worse than a child in matters of the heart. Now, if you really want to impress this girl, ask her to go for a ride in your father's car." 19, 20. "I'm 11, I remind Vampire Velasquez. "I can't drive a car." "Can't drive a car?" questions Vampire Velasquez. "Don't be ridiculous. I was driving my father's car when I was 10. "No, you weren't," says Tio Rodolfo. "Am I talking to you?" questions Vampire Velasquez. "How would you know, Rodolfo? I ask you, were you there? Now, don't interrupt me any more. I'm trying to instill some words of wisdom in this boy so that he won't end up unmarried fool like you." 21, 22. "Now, if you want to impress this girl, take her for a ride in your father's car." "Have you seen my father's car?" I ask him. "No," answers Vampire Velasquez, "but how bad can it be?" "Did you see the car parked under the tree at my niece's house?" asks Tio Rodolfo. "That piece of junk is your father's car?" questions Vampire Velasquez. I watch as Vampire Velasquez grimaces at the memory of the bucket of bolts that my father refers to as old Ironsides. 23, 24, grunts Lalo before collapsing to the floor. This is Lalo's first day of training, and already he can barely move. He starts complaining about how Vampire Velasquez almost dislocated his left shoulder earlier, while teaching him how to apply an arm lock. "If I had wanted to dislocate your shoulder, I would have," says Vampire Velasquez sternly. And he means it, too. "Start doing some jumping jacks, you big baby," he tells Lalo. "You complain more than your Uncle Rodolfo here does." Lalo grumbles and then starts his jumping jacks as Vampire Velasquez looks on. "The great and mighty nephew of the guardian angel," declares Vampire Velasquez, and then shakes his head and laughs. "You really have your work cut out for you," he tells Tio Rodolfo. "I don't think he has the heart for it. He'll be fine." Tio Rodolfo offers Lalo the opportunity of a lifetime. He will personally train him to be a luchador. "Me, a luchador?" asks Lalo. I don't even like lucha libre. But finally, after lots of pressure, Lalo agrees. Marisol, though, was not thrilled with the prospect of Lalo becoming a luchador. She did change her mind, however, when she learned that the part of Lalo's training would take place at the gym Vampire Velasquez owned in beautiful Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Even if it didn't work out, they would still get an all-expense-paid trip for 2 to one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, as part of the deal. Lalo agreed to team up with Tio Rodolfo and the Aztec princess to do battle against Vampire Velasquez, Dogman Gallo, and La Dama Enmascarada. If Lalo agrees to go through with it, Sonia had promised to stop plotting her revenge against him. "I'm not sure that your Uncle Lalo has it in him to be what his uncle wants," Vampire Velasquez confides in me. "He will be a fine luchador, of that I'm pretty sure, but I just don't know if he is good enough to be the new guardian angel." "The new guardian angel?" I ask. "Your uncle is getting old, mijo. He can't wrestle forever." He'll never admit it, but he knows his time in the ring is running out. "I don't know if Lalo is good enough to be the new guardian angel, but you, on the other hand," declares Vampire Velasquez, placing his right hand on my shoulder. "You want it, don't you?" "Want what?" I ask. "You want to be him." He points at my Tio Rodolfo. "I've seen the way you look at your great uncle. You want to be the new guardian angel, don't you?" Chapter 17. Taking a ride in Old Ironsides. You invited Cecilia to your birthday party? I asked my sister Rita in disbelief. Cecilia and her older sister Marissa are standing in our backyard. I actually invited her sister Marissa, who is, after all, my best friend. Cecilia just decided to tag along with her. Cecilia is at my house. I can't believe it. Please try not to make such a fool of yourself, Rita tells me. I can tell from the look on your face that what she really means is, don't you dare do anything that ruins my birthday party. I still can't believe it. The girl of my dreams is at my house. I have a real opportunity to impress her. Am I wearing something nice? I look down at my jeans, sneakers, and blue t-shirt. Ugh, what am I going to do? What will I say to her? What can I possibly say or do that will make her think I'm cool? Then I remembered the advice from Vampire Velasquez. Take her for a ride in your father's car. I cast a long look at Old Ironsides under the walnut tree from next to our house. Maybe that isn't such a good idea. I think as I look at the hulking pile of bolts, I know how to drive Old Ironsides, and well enough. My dad has given me driving lessons. Still, taking Cecilia for a ride in Old Ironsides hardly seemed like the way to impress her. Suddenly, Cecilia catches sight of me and begins walking straight towards me. She's smiling. I look behind me just to make sure nobody else is standing there. Nope, it's just me. Cecilia is smiling at me. What does she want? What am I going to say to her? I stare at her long brown hair, fair skin, and hazel eyes. Ugh, she's beautiful. You sat behind me in art class, right? She asks me. Her voice is so sweet, I want to cry out. Yes, it was me who had sat behind you in art class. Yes, it was me who loved you so much that my beating heart can hardly be contained in my chest. This is what I want to say to her, but when I open my mouth, the word yes is all that comes out. Pathetic. I sound truly pathetic. I knew you looked familiar, she answers. Your name is Max, right? Yes. There goes that stutter thing again. Get it together, Max. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, and you're blowing it. Can you say anything other than yes? Asks Cecilia, smiling. Okay, Max, be cool now. Don't mess up. Say something cool. Yes? I am such a dork. Luckily for me, Cecilia starts to laugh. You're very funny, she tells me. Yes, I'm a real clown, I answer. Is that your car? She asks me, pointing at Old Ironsides. My car? I wasn't exactly eager to lay down any claim to Old Ironsides. Yes, your car, says Cecilia. Your sister Rita pointed it out to me when I first got here. She specifically said that this was your car, or it will be when you get old enough to drive. Rita, how could you? I think it's cool that you have a car, says Cecilia. Excuse me? I said I think it's cool that you have a car, repeats Cecilia. I don't think any kid in our school has a car except you. Wow, I'd never looked at it that way. Cecilia has a point. I have a car. Sure, it's ugly as a sin, but it's still my car. I own a car. Can you drive it? Asks Cecilia. Sure, I answer. I drive it all the time. Do you want me to take you for a ride? Now, I don't know why I asked her that question, or why I told her that lie, but I did. I had never driven Old Ironsides without my father being by my side. I wasn't expecting her to say yes, but yes, says Cecilia. I would love to take a ride in your car. You've gone and done it. What was I going to do now? I couldn't back out. If I did, Cecilia would think I was a big wimp. Sure, I tell her. No problem. Wait for me here while I go get the keys. Minutes later, she's sitting next to me in Old Ironside. Hold on, I tell Cecilia. I turn the key in the ignition and bring Old Ironsides to life. I look around carefully. The loud music from my sister's birthday party helps to cover the sputtering sounds of Old Ironsides' resurrection. If all goes well, I can take this old piece of junk for a quick spin around the block and bring her back before anybody realizes she's gone. 5 minutes tops, and we would be back at the party, with no one being the wiser. We begin to talk. Wow, I find out that I can actually talk to Cecilia as easily as I do my best friend Leo. She's a tomboy, turns out, and she actually likes Lucha Libre as much as I do. I didn't like it at first, but my dad watches it all the time. I guess it grew on me. He especially likes the Guardian Angel. My dad even has an autographed Guardian Angel mask that he keeps in his trophy case. Oh, man! She's impressed by the fact that her dad has an autographed mask of the Guardian Angel. She'll positively die when she finds out that my great-uncle Rodolfo, My dad still can't believe that the guardian angel is coming to wrestle here in our town, she adds, making reference to the upcoming church fundraiser. He's wondering how Father Martinez managed to pull that one off. Then she asks, just out of nowhere, "So, why is it that you would always stare at me in art class, but you never talk to me?" Her question catches me off guard. "I guess I wasn't sure you would want to talk to me," I answer. We reach the stop sign in front of Old Man Chappa's convenience store. I look both ways and turn Old Sides around and begin heading home. "Why not?" she asks. "Why not what? Why wouldn't I want to talk to you?" Cecilia, I was fast learning, like to ask a lot of questions. "Well, I mean, you are so pretty and all, and I guess I was just a little scared." "You think I'm pretty?" she asks. "I think you're the prettiest girl in the whole school," I tell her. Cecilia smiles at me. I think I actually make her blush. She leans over and kisses me on my right cheek. "I think you're very sweet, too," she tells me. Cecilia thinks I'm sweet. I am now officially on cloud 9. Mustering all my courage, I reach for her hand, I touch it, and she doesn't pull it away. I take this as a good sign. "Look out!" screams Cecilia. I turn just in time to see my house picket fence materialize right in front of me. Crash! Old Ironsides plows right through the wooden fence. I slam on the brakes as fast as I can, but not fast enough to keep Old Ironsides from pushing right through the table that holds Rita's presents and birthday cake. "Not the princess birthday cake!" Rita screams as Old Ironside's tires make a squishing sound right before the car stops. "I hate you!" Rita screams. "I hate you, Max! I hate you! I hate you!" I look over to make sure that Cecilia is okay, but she is hiding her head under the dashboard. Her face is beet red. "You really did it now, Max. You really did it now."